Hey everyone, James here from the Football Manager WizKids and welcome to episode 3 of Tyneside Troubles. In today's episode, we play a massive match between arguably the two biggest clubs in the Championship, Newcastle United and Aston Villa. Sure to be a fiery affair, bit of history between both clubs after Aston Villa sent Newcastle United down the last time when they were in charge for the last 8 games of the season under Alan Shearer. Also in today's episode, we're going to run through the transfers that we have made since the last episode. We'll run through a few team players and see which players have been standing out and who's been playing well and who has not been playing so well, and of course we will run through each result, which we're going to do first to bring you up to speed with the league table and the cup and see how things are going. So after the Derby game, the win on the opening game of the season, we moved on to our first game of the season at St James's Park, and it was a convincing 2-1 win over Rotherham. They did get back into it after we went 1-0 ahead just before half time. Jamal Lascelles, Joe Newell got a goal just before the hour, but we did score late on through Florian Thauvin in the 89th minute. Player of this match was Daryl Janmaat with an 8.3. Next up, it was an away trip to Bristol City, which was full of goals. Goals coming from Mark Little, Luke Freeman and Lee Tomlin, the new signing for Bristol City. Goals from Newcastle, from Matt Ritchie, Alexander Mitrovic and Moussa Sissoko. Quite an even game, one that I would say deserves to be a draw, although a Lee Tomlin 85th minute was really a poor time to concede a goal. Back to winning ways and a solid 3-0 victory over Blackburn in the Championship at St James's Park. Jonjo Shelvey, Ayoze Perez and Matt Ritchie getting on the score sheet. A very convincing victory and 3 points that we fully deserve to take. And the captain, Cheick Tioté, getting player of the match with a 9 average and 2 assists, surprisingly. Now I've noticed that we seem to keep conceding goals, which I'm a little bit worried about. Whilst we're scoring a lot, we're conceding far too many. Anyway, we went on to Capital One Cup duty against Swindon. We always seem to concede first, and in this case, we did indeed. We actually went 2-0 down through a Jonathan Obika double before Rafael Branco got sent off on the 29th minute. Now, if he hadn't got sent off, I'm not sure we would have went on to win this. We got a goal right in half-time through Tino Susic, who is the new signing I mentioned in the last episode. I will get to my transfers very shortly. Ayoze Perez, Moussa Sissoko, and the game was wrapped up 4-2 on the 84th minute through Dwight Gale. It looks a convincing win, but 2-0 down. Had they not got Branco sent off, I'm sure this would have been a different result. We progress in the cup. Next to St James's Park, we welcomed the newly promoted Wigan, where Haris Vukic actually got a league winners medal, and of course claim to fame of Will Grigg playing for them. Now a 3-0 victory, again quite convincing. We had more possession, we had more shots and more shots on target. Goals from Ayoze Perez, Jonjo Shelvey and a first goal for Rico Henry for Newcastle United. It was a cross come shot, but we'll take it with a little stroke of luck. And a 3-0 victory and a clean sheet for a team that have been conceding a lot of goals recently was very welcomed. Next up was a massive game away to Carrow Road. Of course, Norwich relegated in the same season as us. We went 1-0 up through Dwight Gale on the 18th minute. Kyle Lafferty scored on the 83rd minute. It was a very evenly contested game. I think a draw would have been the right result. That goal from Kyle Lafferty was from outside the box. Really audacious attempt that went in, and I felt the keeper could have saved. But a bullet header from Jamal Lascelles in the 88th minute put us 2-1 ahead, and we managed to hold out for the game in a very pleasing victory over rivals, I'm sure, who will be competing at the top end of the table. 2 games prior to the Norwich game at Carrow Road, I realised I missed out reporting on this game. The 1-0 loss, and the only loss so far away to Wolves, who actually sit top of the league with, I believe, 9 wins out of 9. Now, Nua Dicko scored in the 31st minute. Yes, they played quite well, Wolves, but in the second half I felt we were pretty damn good. And I know the averages don't show that we played too well, but I feel we definitely deserved something out of this game. So it's quite positive in a way that the only loss we've had is a game I feel that we certainly deserved something from. Next up, we welcome Brentford to St James's Park, and we go through ahead 1-0 from Cheick Tioté in the 5th minute and double our advantage through Dwight Gale in the 8th. However, Lazy Vibe scored in the 50th minute. Now Lazy Vibe, he is looking like a decent player in Football Manager. He did cause us a lot of problems. Romain Sawyer scored with 11 minutes to go, but in the 93rd minute a hopeful cross in from Rico Henry and somehow the very short, small Adam Armstrong scores his first goal for Newcastle United with a header. And I'll be honest, guys, we did not deserve to win this, but we'll take it. Swings and roundabouts. We lost the Wolves game where I felt we deserved something, and this game I didn't feel we deserved the 3 points, but we managed to take them away from St James's Park. Moussa Sissoko, man of the match with 1 assist and a 9 average in this game. Capital One Cup duty, third round this time with a few rotated players. Jesus Gomez coming in for the injured Daryl Janmaat, who will be out for I think 7 to 8 weeks. Grant Hanley coming in. Mackenzie Heaney coming in for his debut, getting a assist on that. To be honest, guys, he's not very good, but he does follow us on Twitter, so I thought I'd give him a game. Rolando Aarons getting an assist, 2 assists and 1 goal in this game with a 9 average, getting player of the match. 4-3, it was comfortable, or more comfortable than it suggests. They did get back to 4-3 in the 80th minute. Goals coming from Alexander Mitrovic double, Rolando Aarons, and a second goal for Adam Armstrong. Weirdly, Tim Krul picking up a booking in this game. Chris Dagnall getting a double and Darren Holden getting another goal for Crewe. We come at this 4-3 winners. The last match to update you on, guys, is the 0-0 we've just played at Elland Road against Leeds United. Good to get a clean sheet. Disappointing to see Chick Tyote get sent off, but he does get a lot of cards. Robert Green, man of the match in this game. A game that we didn't play too well. Leeds played okay. If anyone deserved to win it, I'd probably say Leeds, but I'd say a draw and a clean sheet for both sides is probably the right result. So here is the current league table, guys, as it stands. 9 games played and Wolves top the lead. 3 goals conceded, 22 scored. They are the highest scorers in the league and they've conceded the least. So Wolves going rock steady Eddie up top. Reading also up there, 5 points behind. So Wolves are already looking quite difficult to catch. Third place Villa, who are about to play, are 1 point ahead of us. They are lost 2 games, won 7. And there you are, see us in 4th. We played 9. Won 6, drew 2, lost 1 of course against Wolves, scored 19 and conceded 9. If we could not concede as many, I think we will do okay. Of course, our last form shows that we have lost 1, won 3 and drew 1 in the last 5. Sure, it'll be a tough game against Aston Villa today, but 1, hopefully we can get a victory and at least push us up to 3rd in the league, and hopefully we will see Wolves drop some points pretty soon. The FA Cup, of course, yet to get off. 9th of January is when we enter in the 3rd round. Capital One Cup duties reached the 4th round. Indeed, we are in the 4th round and we've been drawn against Tottenham Hotspur at home, which is sure to be a tough game. There'll be no rest in the big players for us in that game. Let's move on to transfers, guys, and see who I've brought into the club and see if I've released or let go any more players. In the last episode, guys, I did say the deal for Tino Susic was nearly done, and indeed it was done. He scored 1 goal in 3 appearances with the club and got 1 assist with a 7.3 average so far. Done okay. But guys, you did see my formation. I'm still sticking with that formation, the 4-4-2 of sorts, and there's no room in the moment for Tino Susic in that calm role. He might be able to get into that calm role should we change the formation at some point, but at the moment he's not a regular starter. So we brought in one for the future. Initially not interested, Andre Dozzell. I've used him once before, but not to a great extent. So I want to bring him in for just over 2 million, I think it was, age 16 from Ipswich, 1.4 million value. Increased stats already, he's getting tutored, and he's made 3 substitute appearances for me with 2 assists already. So he's looking pretty good. I've heard he's a good player in the game. There is a few attributes that really need increased, but he looks pretty decent. He's homegrown, he's English, and somebody we could look to use in the future. So the window's slammed shut, guys. That is the 3 we brought in: Rico Henry, Tino Susic and Andre Dozzell. 2 of them really for the future, although Rico Henry has been involved quite a bit. We did go down and sell another couple of 2 players. Jack Colback joining Celtic for 1.3 million. Not really a lot. I felt we could have got more out of him, but to get his £40,000 wage bill off the bill, it's handy. And Freddie Woodman, I did want to use him as my sort of 2nd or 3rd goalkeeper, but with Sells, Krul, Elliott, Darlow still in and around the club, not being able to get rid of any of them, it's really imperative that he goes and gets first team football instead of being the 4th or 5th choice goalkeeper for me. So we currently have 18 million in the transfer bank. We can adjust that to around 27 million if we like. We do have a wage budget of £972,000. It was pretty much bang on that at the start of the save, and we've managed to get it down by nearly £200,000 per week, which is a very big positive. So guys, before we get into today's match against Aston Villa, let's look at the squad and see who's played the best for me so far. So first of all, we'll look at appearances. Jamal Lascelles has played in all games, I believe, or certainly the most out of the rest of the squad. He has made 11 appearances. Krul, Tiote have got 10. Mitrovic, Mbemba and Matt Ritchie got 9. Jonjo Shelvey and Daryl Janmaat have got 8, and then the rest of the starting appearances are spread out amongst the rest of the team. Goals wise, coming from Alexander Mitrovic and Dwight Gale, who are topping the chart so far with 4 goals apiece. We do rotate the strikers quite a bit. Matt Ritchie's got 3, Ayoze Perez has got 3, 2 goals apiece for Lascelles, Shelvey, Sissoko and Armstrong, and 1 each for Tiote, Tovan, Henry, Arendt and Susic. Assist wise, coming from Matt Ritchie, who has got 3 goals and 5 assists in 10 appearances in total this season. He's been really good to use. I'm enjoying it. Rolando Arendt has got 3, 2 assists for Perez, Sissoko, Tiote, Tovan and Dozel, and 1 apiece for Mitrovic, Lascelles, Shelvey, Henry and Susic. Leading the way with the key passes is Cheick Tiote, 45 in 10 games, 33 for Perez, 31 for Ritchie. Jonjo Shelvey is somebody I really expected to get more from. He's made 8 appearances, 2 goals, 1 assist and 22 key passes. I would have expected him to be higher up there, as he's the player that likes to dictate the tempo and spread the ball around. So that's it guys, we've updated you on the team. Quick look at the average highest rating. Cheick Tiote up there, Sissoko, he's not actually started that many games. I'm a bit fed up with his situation in real life, and that's reflected in Football Manager. But Matt Ritchie, for me, being the standout player so far. So that's it, guys. Let's get into this game. The home match against Aston Villa today that could see us push up the table. It's a big one. Okay, guys, so here we are on the formation screen, and this is how we're lining up. A 4-2-2-2, as we decided to go with at the start of the season. Tim Krul, Haidara, Lascelles, and Mbemba. Jesus Gomez comes in. As aforementioned, Daryl Janmaat is out, injured. Moussa Sissoko comes into the middle of the park today, box to box, because our ball-winning midfielder and captain Cheick Tiote is out, suspended. Jonjo Shelvey in the deep line playmaker role today. On the left hand side it's Tovan, on the right hand side it's Ritchie. Up top we're giving Adam Armstrong the nod today, scored a couple of goals recently. Up there with the beast Mitrovic. On the bench, Hanley, Henry, Dozel, Aaron, Susic, Gale and Ayoze. We're lining up against a 3-2-2-1-2. It's a formation we played against, I think it was Derby in the first game of the season. Guzan, Lescott, Richards, Okori, Bakuna, Sissoko, Garner, Westwood, Grealish in the calm role, Gested and Ayew. On the bench, Golini, Amavi, Sanchez, Kozak, Gardner, Elphick and Veretout. So it would suggest to me that Aston Villa have not done a great deal of transfer business. So the boys have been briefed, they've been told to go out there and do this one for the fans. We have put on a couple of extra instructions in the game, and those are to exploit the flanks and also to run at defence, I believe. It's just so we can exploit that 3 at the back, and hopefully it works. Gested, Sissoko, Westwood, Sissoko for Newcastle, Shelvey, Ritchie, Grealish, very deep for the calm role, but Gested surely not beating Lascelles for pace there. Not a lot happening early on. Back to Tim Krul. I'm going to bring up the match stats on the left hand side, just so we can see and keep an eye on what is going on. Haidara into Tovan, Sissoko. No interest in Tovan during the transfer window, or Sissoko really. There was sort of talk of a Middlesbrough / Liverpool bid coming for Sissoko, but I guess they seen 20 million as too steep for a championship player. Pleased to keep him, but I can assure you Matt Ritchie is the main man on the right hand side, because I do plan on having him for quite a while. Tovan in the byline, and it's in. It's Mitrovic, 1-0. Newcastle take the lead against Aston Villa in a big match between two teams that I fully expect to be, dare I say it, number 1 and 2 in the league come the end of the season, but I'm sure we'll also have something to say about that. Tovan crossed in, it evaded 2 or 3 defenders there, and Mitrovic couldn't miss. Simple. Strikers should not miss those chances. 15 minutes gone here. Aston Villa yet to pose any sort of threat. Jamal Lascelles, the captain today, of course, the vice captain. Big from the lad taking the armband today. Of course, he has taken it in pre-season for Newcastle United. A lot of faith shown by Rafa Benitez, and I'm sure it'll be a big part of the Rafalution. 22 minutes gone here, not a lot happened in the last 5-6 minutes. Jesus Gomez with a throw-in. Matt Ritchie goes for an audacious shot. He did score a goal like that against Bohemians on his debut recently. 26 minutes gone here. Again, nothing happening. The only player above 7 on average is, of course, Moussa Sissoko and Alexander Mitrovic on a 7, as is Adam Armstrong. But not a lot happening, guys. It does look like by the match stats on the left hand side we are in control of this one, but as I say, not a lot happening in terms of extended moments. Shelvey, and it's a Gomez scramble, and I did not see where the ball went. It appears to have gone out for a goal kick. Tim Krul plays it to the right hand side. He is instructed to play the ball short by kicking it to the fullbacks. Mitrovic takes on his man, and it's Armstrong, and it's Thauvin, and a big chance there for Arma and Florian Thauvin to make it 2-0. And what has not been the most entertaining of games, we have had 11 shots, we're not really seeing many of them, but we're winning 1-0, it's still on a knife edge, and we will see if we can make any changes, and hopefully we can go on to pick up a big 3 points here. So the only real change I've made, guys, is Ayoze Perez is coming on for Adam Armstrong, and the only team instruction I've changed is that I've done pass into space, and I've upped the tempo a bit because I do want to still control the game, want to retain possession, but I want to play with a bit more fluidity and a bit more pace and zip about the ball. So we'll see if that works, but hopefully Ayoze Perez can add a bit more energy into the game. Armstrong, although he had a 7 average for the first 45 minutes, he was pretty irrelevant other than that half chance he had to put us 2-0 up where he missed. 50th minute. Mitrovic offside. Aston Villa yet to get a shot on target. I'm just going to give a team talk to the lads here. Assertively encourage them. If we can get that second goal, I don't see us losing this or even drawing. That next goal is huge. We do leapfrog Aston Villa should we beat them. So I'm going by Wolves though, getting their victory over us, and 9 wins out of 9 in the Championship. I mean, if that's the way you're starting, then you do thoroughly deserve to be up the top there, of course. 65 minutes gone. We will make a substitute. We'll bring on Rolando Aarons. Straight swap, direct swap for Florian Thauvin. Brad Guzan, short kick to Akore. I wonder if Villa will take a chance here and remove the back 3 with the 2 wing backs and be a bit more adventurous. We're going to have to go for it eventually. Haidara on a yellow card. Thauvin, substitute yet to be made. Ritchie, will he pull it wide? He does. Gamez puts it in, and surely, and there we have it. Yes, what a cross from Jesus Gamez, and that puts Ayoze Perez on another goal, and surely to wrap up this victory against Aston Villa. Big game. To be honest, guys, when we seen the fixtures come out in real life, it was Aston Villa games, Norwich games. Those were the ones we were looking at and thinking those are the biggies. Of course, we looked at other games such as Fulham, big game on the opening game of the season on a Friday night. Derby, another big game, but really Aston Villa were the ones we were really looking at. We do play Aston Villa and Norwich back to back, I believe, in September. That is huge. And another little goalmouth melee there as Sissoko breaks down the left hand side. He's going to cut in, he's got help, is he going to cross it back? And that is abysmal. That kind of sums up the season Aston Villa just had. Ali Sissoko, buckets of space, acres to gallop into, and he runs out of play. Nobody even coming near him. And Aston Villa have only had 1 shot on target, and Tim Krul collects that. Another little goalmouth scramble there. Plays it wide to Haidara. 8 minutes to go here at St James's Park. We will make the final substitution. I'm going to bring on Andre Dozzell for Moussa Sissoko. Give the young lad a bit of experience against a bigger side in the Championship. Of course, he did come from Ipswich. I don't think he's played too many times for them, but he's one that we really hope to make into a superstar. And Kozak with a big towering header at the back post there, but he puts over. Not any huge chances for Aston Villa, but the ones they've had, they haven't really done much with. Veretout, Ayew, Sissoko, pulls it into Ghana, out wide to Bacuna, but he takes it back. They've got to progress, they've got to get forward. Bacuna plays it in, Kozak, Veretout, goes for an ambitious one, but it's straight into the arms of Tim Krul. And that, guys, I would suggest is the end of this match, and it looks like we're going to run away with a 2-0 victory, and to be honest, it was quite comfortable. Corner to finish the match from Matt Ritchie. Goes wide from Mitrovic, and there you go, guys. 2-0 at St James's Park, and a massive victory for the boys. As you can see, guys, 10 games played. Key player in that game was Moussa Sissoko, but player of the match with tackles 110, interceptions 11, headers 4 and a 9 rating, and an assist. Jesus Gomez, probably his best performance in a black and white shirt. That puts us on to 23 points. Leapfrog Aston Villa, who dropped down to 5th, and they're overtaken by Huddersfield. We are now 5 points behind Wolves, who just drew a game, and we are 2 points behind second place Reading. So other than that draw with Leeds, the other draw we had, and which was with Bristol City, sorry, and that lost to Wolves, we're gathering a bit of momentum now. So there we are, guys, unbeaten in 6 games, 5 of them have been wins, 1 draw away from home, and 3 clean sheets in that time. Mitrovic getting in amongst the goals recently, and hopefully we can continue this good run. Next up is Barnsley away, Burton at home, Reading away. That's a big clash. Cardiff at home, then Capital One Cup duties against Spurs at home. Hopefully we can pull off an upset there. Brighton away, Nottingham Forest away, Preston at home. But next, guys, as I say, we're going to spread it out, bring you back every 10 or so games. The 21st of November, Saturday, 3 o'clock kickoff at Craven Cottage. We're going to bring the next live com and hopefully have a few decent things to update you on in the next episode. Fulham away is the next time you will hear from me. Thanks, guys, for watching the latest episode of the Tyneside Troubles. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you don't follow us on social media platforms such as the Tifo Project, Steam, Facebook, Twitter, etc., just type in the Football Manager WizKids and you'll find us. And as ever, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. We are the WizKids. Thanks for watching.